Hi everyone, my name is Saad Malik. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Spectro Cloud. It's a pleasure being here. This is actually my first time presenting at AMD Advancing AI. So we'll get right into it. And right behind me, I have two video games that are being played right now. Both of these games were built with Claude Code using a very simple prompt that says, build a chill 3D driving game in a city with no rules and no traffic. The games themselves took about 15 minutes to build, around 75,000 tokens consumed each, but there is a difference. One of the games was built using Claude Opus 4.7 frontier model. The other one was built with an open weight model, GLM 5.2. With a show of hands, who thinks the game on the left was built with Opus 4.7? Everyone raise your hands, please. Everyone raise your hands. There you go, there you go. Okay, people who raise their hands are right. The game on the left was built with Opus 4.7. Now, obviously, this is not a scientific benchmark showing the capabilities of an open source model versus frontier, but it's showing that open source models are becoming good at the most general capabilities that frontier models are good for. And it could be used in many different cases. Now, while the results are similar for both the models, the operating model for the two games are very different. The game that was built with Opus 4.7 cost a whopping $9.63. It's not that much, but for a cool JavaScript game like that, it's not bad. Now, $10 is not that much money, but if you start multiplying by number of developers, number of agents, the number of tasks that you have, even for a small organization with 40 developers with an average spend of $2,000 per tokens per month, that cost jumps up to $85,000 a month. Obviously, as you have more developers, more agents, more tokens, the cost is going to go up higher and higher. The game did not have any sensitive information. There was no proprietary source code. There was no customer data. There was none of that aspect in it. But most applications AI today will leverage our source code. It will look at our incident logs. It will look at reporting. Enterprises want to retain control of where the data goes, which models are processing it, and also whether they're even allowed to go outside the environment. Capability-wise, most open source models are phenomenal already, but no single model is best for everything. And so today, it's more about enterprises having the ability to choose not which model is best, but which model should handle each request. Enterprises want to have the ability to choose the open source models for where they make fit, and they want to be able to choose frontier models where they matter, but have the decision to control both of these decisions. This is where we come in. We introduced a new product launched today called PaletteAI Inference Launchpad. It's a turnkey solution that provides a self-contained inferencing system with AMD Instinct infrastructure, with the models, the serving, the routing, all the capabilities pre-built inside of it. Developers have their existing tools, whether they use Claude Code, whether you use Helix, Cursor, whatever you use, those workflows do not change at all. They remain exactly as is. The requests come to a common model, a common multi-model smart router where a decision is made. Does the request go local or does it go out somewhere else? We have from pre-validated models like GLM 5.2 to Gemma, Qwen, and adding support for Kimi. Now, this gives all the environments, this gives the enterprises support for local execution. They get control of the data, and they get to choose how different operations happen. A local first does not mean local only. Many enterprises will still have requirements where they need to use something like Claude Code, Claude Opus. They want to use tools like OpenAI or XAI. What we are allowing users to do is set up policies that configure which teams, which tenants, which users are allowed to use how much of frontier model spend. And then you can govern that and have full visibility across your entire stack. Now, while most of the requests are going to go into your local environment, the frontier models are used when it's needed, but you get governance across both because the router acts as a single control plane for all the requests. And then the last thing in this whole portion is that it gives the platform team not just the ability to manage the day one deployment of the platform, but day two operations. Using a simple operations tool, you're able to very quickly do updates to your models, see the health of your system, take a look at across the stack what's running. You also get visibility into everything from your model health, your capacity, your latency, and your GPU utilization, all that from a single dashboard. And as your demand grows, as you have more and more developers coming onto the system, you may want to actually have more servers being added. It's a really simple scale-out architecture. For every server you add, you get around 50 new developers you can very quickly service. Now, as you have multiple deployments of this entire solution, we do also have a platform called PaletteAI Platform that allows you to do multi-cluster lifecycle management across all of these different environments. So again, enterprises get day one deployment, day two operations, and management at centralized scale. With that, I'm going to jump into actually a demo. So we're just going to do a non-light demo, but hopefully it'll be good enough. So this is the actual interface for the platform admin teams. Now, notice that the developers actually don't need to access this UI at all. You give the developers a token, you give them an endpoint. That's all they're doing with their tokens. In this system here, we're having an admin team look at the cluster health. They're looking at what kind of nodes are running. They're looking at the models that are deployed here. We make it really easy to deploy any model you have. We have some pre-validated, pre-tested models, but you can upload your own models into this repository and then use it to deploy into the cluster. We have a lot of different tools in terms of troubleshooting and health and capabilities, time to first token, latency, utilization, all the different missions available here. And then here's the tenant management aspect. We're managing the governance, the quotas, and who's able to do what. So for this user, Chris, we're specifying a request that is able to do 10 requests per minute and is able to, per token utilization is going to be 50,000 per day. Very flexible in terms of choosing per users, per tenants, per teams, what they can do. Do we allow them to go out to a frontier model? If so, is it OpenAI? Is it Claude? Is it something else? You specify that here. Bursting capabilities, do we also allow them to go out or not? Here's a really cool portion. Let me pause the video for 1 second. So the other interesting portion is that some models are too overkill. You don't want to use Opus to do 2 + 2 or count how many R's are in Strawberry. What you probably want to do is refer to a local model. There may be certain type of requests that are best suited for running locally, other requests that are best for a open source or a frontier model. You choose all that. And even when it comes to the actual semantic routing, based on the request coming in, is it a specific privacy type, is it a specific category, you can map to different local models and frontier models. And then the last aspect to show is that we, in addition to having our own dashboards, have a lot of very flexible details and metrics that we provide into other dashboards. So you can do your own slicing and dicing with Grafana dashboards and Prometheus as well. Now, why does this matter to you as our customers? Let's look at the ROI of this whole aspect. So taking a look at the state of where things are today, if you have a development team of 50 engineers consuming around $2,000 per month, that annual spend equates to around $1.2 million. With Spectro Cloud solution, you're obviously buying capital, you're buying a hardware, and even something as powerful as valuable as an MI325 system can power this entire system. That system will cost you around $450,000. If you analyze it 2-3 years, $150K, adding power, software solution, cover all that. That entire annual cost with Spectro Cloud is $370,000. If you're comparing those things here, you already will see it's a 70% cost reduction. And with you just buying this one solution with Spectro Cloud, one server, your hardware payback time is less than 7 months. So together with AMD, we're delivering on a turnkey solution for AI infrastructure to be governed and production ready. Developers keep the same tools, the same workflows. Enterprises control their AI, and AMD provides an inference for all of us. Please do come stop by our booth, 515A. It's literally across the corner right here. We'd love to show you a more detailed demo of all the capabilities. We're also at the Intercontinental across the street. I heard there's also free drinks there, so I do fun there. If you guys have any questions, please come reach out, talk to me. I'll also be at the Intercontinental in an hour or so. Thank you so much for everyone your time, and looking forward to connecting you all. Have a good time.